Our protein, carbs.
We're back. We're doing, as you can see by the title, a full food shop on prep. We're outside Aldi. Aldi isn't the only place we do shopping out anymore, but I'm going to take you through basically everything that we do put in the food shop now that we are about 13 weeks out when you see this. And I'll give you my tips and tricks around doing a food shop on prep to make life as easy as possible for yourself. Because realistically, food is a big part of our day when we're on prep. First tip I can give you is never go into the shop hungry. I'm just finishing off a meal here. This is actually the first like proper zero carb meal of prep. My rest day food got dropped by 50 gram of carb this week, so I've just taken 50 gram of carb that was in this meal out, and we're doing zero carb. So shit is getting real. The first stop is Aldi, probably the best place for us in terms of the most amount of stuff that we get in there, and then we've a couple of other stops along the way, so we'll show you as we go. Alright, that is stop one done in Aldi. Everything that we needed we got, which is always a good sign. On to shop number 2. Only downfall being on prep, when you drink a lot of water, you take in a lot of salt, is the need to go to the toilet. I've been bursting to go to the toilet for the last half an hour, and it is horrible. So we need to find a toilet before we find any or do any more shopping. I'd love a few croissants now, lad. What are you getting in here for croissants? One for the rolls. Throw me in on there as well. Now boys, kimchi. Lidl done as well. A couple of bits in Lidl, main few bits in Aldi, but one thing I did forget, one of the main things, is my turkey burgers in Aldi. Our toaster was broken and Danielle decided we were going to get a new one. So Lidl, the match and the two of them, not too bad. About 17 euros each, I think it was. Go away to do a job for literally 2 hours. Danielle has everything. Hold on, I'm gonna have to censor some stuff down here now, boys. Danielle has everything categorized into absolutely everything. They're just my files there, don't worry about it. We're gonna get the food shop out. I need to be quick, because Danielle will be back soon, and because she's cleaned the house, I need to be quick with it or else she'll kill me. But fridge is done and dusted. You can see some more bits and bobs. Just, that's just lovely. That is just lovely, right? Fast forward 2 seconds, this table is going to be full of what I got. All the talking that I'm doing about turkey burgers, and I never got turkey burgers. But we're going to make this quick. I didn't want to, and I didn't have the energy to go and get out all the duplicates. This isn't everything that we bought. Spent quite a bit of money on food today because the presses were empty, the fridge was empty, and we needed a proper restock. But if you were to take a look at my meal plan, this is what it looks like. It might seem boring to some of you, but this is what works, and I absolutely love it every single day. I'm going to recenter you a small little bit. You look like lopsided a small little bit. No, that's better. I've done one of these recently, but I'm not too sure if we were on prep or we were starting prep, whenever the case might be. Everything is pretty much the exact same, to be completely honest with you. You know, the way the diet looked didn't change that much going into prep, just quantities and everything like that. And my preferences now, I suppose, have changed a small little bit. So we have our protein, carbs, veggies, fat, condiments, sauces, etc., etc. And we're going to start off, because I'm about to crack this bad boy open, with one of the drinks that I drink, zero sugar, Aldi version of Fanta, basically, orange. And I drink one of these every single night, usually without fail. I don't know where Danielle put the receipts and everything, but total for everything that we spent today was around, I want to say about 175 euro possibly. Now, we did get a lot of bits and bobs in different places. Like, it wasn't solely just on like all this kind of food here. We would never really spend that much, but the price of food has gone a lot higher than it has been over the last while, you know, and it's only probably going to get more expensive, and that's the reality of it. You know, you could probably make this cheaper, and you could also make it a lot more expensive as well. But my diet as a whole isn't really that expensive because it's really, really simple. Anyway, we're gonna get stuck into it, okay? A big tip that I have for you, if you're on a meal plan, use your meal plan as your shopping list. It makes it so much easier. You know, just going into the shop, looking at your meal plan. And I know it is that little bit harder. You know, I obviously live with Danny, so she's getting her bits and there's other bits and bobs to be gotten. But just for yourself, you knowing, okay, this is the stuff that I need. Not that you need to be like just getting that stuff and then also get whatever they need as well, you know. So this is everything that I need personally myself to nail my food every single day. Nothing better than a fresh food shop, and also a fresh tub of protein. Now, we didn't get this in Aldi or Lidl, but I did get a fresh tub of Perform cereal milk, probably the GOAT for me as of right now. That could change as my taste buds change as prep goes along, but that is a big part of my day, and it is a big part of my total protein intake for the day. So we have Perform cereal milk, whey protein, any whey protein will do. I just really recommend this. If you struggle with protein, you don't like the proteins that you've had, you're just having the wrong protein, because if there was one meal I could eat every day, it includes this Perform cereal milk. On to the next things of protein. We have normal just chicken breasts, kilos of chicken breasts. We got a couple kilos of chicken. Probably should be buying this in bigger bulk, to be fair, but because I'm now on turkey burgers, I don't eat as much of it. We have next, probably one of my favorite protein sources, 5% beef mince, and then stupidly I didn't buy eggs. So I have one egg left after the omelette that I had today. We have eggs for my omelettes. I use whole eggs, and I also use egg whites out of this. I'm still using the egg whites and not buying egg whites. I did see them in Lidl today, because egg whites are fucking expensive, man. To be completely honest with you, I'd rather just not spend as much money on eggs and just crack the egg white and give my dog the egg yolk. Not wasting the food either. And he's getting quality egg. That's it for the protein, I'm pretty sure, across the board, bar the turkey burgers. If you saw the turkey burgers and you don't know, please get to know. I know there was some controversy about the turkey burgers in the comment section recently, but trust me, try these turkey burgers. You will have those turkey burgers in your diet. I absolutely love them. Next, we move on to the carbs. Okay, obviously there's not a whole lot of food to go through here, but the diet is set up very simply, and I'd love for this to be a template. If you see my full days of eating, you know the food looks good. It fucking tastes twice as good. This might look boring here to you, and it looks boring on paper if you put it on a meal plan, but trust me, you put a little bit of effort into your meals, you put a little bit of effort into it all, it's really, really nice, okay? On to the carbs. The thing everyone loves. I also forgot one of them. Two of them. How could I? Rice and potatoes. So, all the carbs that we've got here are my Maris Piper potatoes, my white potato. Absolutely beautiful. They are a big part of my diet. Not so much in the last week or two, to be honest, because my appetite hasn't been great. Anyone that struggles with appetite has really, really high hunger as the diet goes along. Potatoes are probably the highest on the list in terms of satiety when it comes to carbohydrates. I'd really recommend getting them in the diet, and there's so much versatility with them. Chips, potato cubes, you can do anything with potatoes. Probably the top carb source for me, basmati rice. It's probably the most amount of carbs that I get every single day is from my rice. It does digest extremely well. For me, basmati is probably my favorite. I really do like jasmine rice as well. I've yet to try sushi rice, but basmati I think is the most voluminous. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that, but at the same time, you get more basmati for 100 grams than you would of 100 grams of jasmine rice, let's say, for argument's sake. Basmati rice. Onto the trusty oats. Okay, these are Aldi's version of oats. They're just a lot cheaper than the Flahavans, so if you're on a budget, stick with your Kavanaghs. Beautiful, okay? Oats make up a big part of my carbs every single day as well. They're cheap, you can do a lot with them. You've seen my bowls of oats. Go back and look at the full days of eating if you haven't, and give them a go. Next, sourdough bread. Sourdough bread in the diet. Getting shredded on sourdough. Getting shredded eating bread. I will eat bread for as long as I possibly can before I don't have enough carbohydrates to eat them. I absolutely love my sourdough every single day right now. Sourdough, eggs, veg, turn it into an omelette. Beautiful. On to the carbs. The more not so carby carbs are fruit. Now, fruit has become less versatile in the diet as carbohydrates have come down in prep. I would have more sources going through. In the gainer phase, I had bananas going in, absolutely lovely. I had apples only in there up until recently, which could come back in at some point as carbs get a little bit lower and I start looking for more volume. You know, I'll start eating less like bread, less rice, less oats, and I'll start looking at more fruit. But as of right now, the only fruits that I eat every single day, a couple of times a day, are frozen blueberries and frozen raspberries. Two absolute goats, in my opinion. I do also love some pineapple, but I'm just not on a pineapple buzz right now, so I'm not having pineapple that much. That's it for the fruit. Veg. Again, very, very simple here. I make it easy on myself. We do frozen broccoli, first and foremost, for the ease of it. I get these bags of broccoli in Aldi or Lidl, and I just boil it every single day. These, my friend, are a game changer. Pre-sliced peppers and onions from Aldi. They make my life a hell of a lot easier and save a hell of a lot of time prepping inside in the kitchen as well. So we use a lot of them. Every single meat meal, my omelets, all have that in them. So next thing we have is good old trusty lettuce. I shred this up. I don't buy the bags of lettuce. I think I just get more bang for my buck out of getting like a head of lettuce. And I just cut that up and put it in some of the meals. And that is it pretty much for veg across the board. I presume you could say my kimchi, which is kind of open right now, is a beautiful addition to the diet as well, and I had run out of that, so we did stock up on kimchi. If anyone's looking for this, get it inside in Lidl. It's fermented. It's fermented food. It's really good for the gut, as far as I know, but more importantly, it tastes absolutely delicious. So we do have a little bit of kimchi going in the diet every single day. On to our fat sources, which are, again, fat source, one of them would be my eggs every single day. I do have some whole eggs in the diet, and then the most important for me, the most popular, which is still in as of right now, is my 85% dark chocolate. So we have Lidl's version, 85% dark chocolate, every single day, usually at the very end of the day as well. My fats aren't that high in the diet, so I don't really have too many direct fat sources. A lot of it comes from trace fats, from different things like my protein sources, and then carbs as well. You know, oats, for example, have a good bit of fat in there. Not that I'm looking at that and thinking, oh, I'm getting fat from that, like that's a carb source, but it all adds up at the end of the day. And right now I'm tracking absolutely everything, not just net macros. And then we move on to our condiments. You know, this makes the diet a lot more enjoyable. This makes it a lot easier to enjoy the meals, you know, by sprucing up your proteins with seasonings, obviously sauces then as well. For me, I'm quite basic here. It's literally just 50% less sugar ketchup, lighter than light mayonnaise. The 11 calorie mayonnaise is a little bit of a tasty one there on a couple of meals every single day. Salt, we do pink Himalayan salt. I get this in Aldi, and I get my low salt then, I think in Tesco's or somewhere. These last me a long time. Well, not so much recently as I move along. These pink Himalayan salts don't last me that long anyway, for sure, but the low salt does for quite some time. Then the old trusty cinnamon. You know how much I love my cinnamon. We'll have a cinnamon-only cheat day when prep finishes. And then, if you don't know, please get to know. The smoky barbecue seasoning goes on all of my meat. Well, not my turkey burgers, but goes on my chicken, goes on my mince. Absolutely delicious. Really, really do recommend this from Aldi if you can get it, because sometimes it's not there. Then on to just more, I don't know what you call it, the MyWadi, okay? Someone asked me, do I track my MyWadi in the diet or anything like that? Absolutely not. I don't track anything like this. I just keep it consistent every single day. MyWadi makes it super simple to get the water in. Again, we drink a lot of that in this house. It just makes it so much easier to get the water in. And then we have a variety of these. I go for the orange, the Coke, and the lemon. They're all just the Aldi versions of them, and it just adds a little bit more variety, adds a little bit more enjoyment into the diet. And that is what the diet looks like. That is what the food shop looks like. Just stack these 3-4 times each other on top. It's exactly what I got from the shop today. And I hope it gives you a good indicator of what way you could set up a diet that's going to be really enjoyable. I eat 6 meals a day. I enjoy every single meal. Every meal is pretty different across the board at this point in time. And it's fucking unreal. It's so hard to fall off. You know, it's really easy to stay on track with a diet that you enjoy. And it doesn't have to be really, really expensive. It doesn't have to be really, really cheap. It doesn't have to be shitty quality food, but you don't have to break the bank. You know, we can do this on a very, very tight budget. I've been doing it on a relatively tight budget for a long time, and there's no issues with that. I will get the receipts for the next one and we'll break them down price by price of exactly what this would look like. But if we're just, say for argument's sake, let's just say a kilo of chicken there, we're looking at a tenner. Looking at the mince, we're looking at £4 there for that pack of mince. That's 15. We're looking at a tub of protein here. If this is 2 kilo and I use, just say for argument's sake, 100 grams every single day, I'm getting 20 days out of this. Just say you get a month out of your protein. 50 divided by 4 is, just say, €15 here. Eggs, €2 or €3. You know, our sourdough probably €2 or €3. Fruit probably €2 a bag, maybe €3 a bag. You know, things are not fucking cheap these days. Oats, €1.50 to €2. Rice, about €1.50. Veg, you know, you're less than €1 a bag here. Dark chocolate, probably €1, maybe €1.50. Kimchi, this is about €2.50, I'm pretty sure. And then our sauces, seasonings, you know, cinnamon, salt, my waddy, you know, nothing over €1 there, pretty much across the board. And yeah, that makes up what everything I get in the food shop every single week. It's super, super simple. I can just go in, know exactly what I'm going to get. I'm not wasting time going through different aisles thinking, what will I have here, what will I have there, and it's set up perfectly. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know, is this diet something you could stick to or something that you would not like to try at all? As always, drop the video a like. Comment down below if there's anything you want to see coming over the next couple of weeks in regards to food. Of course, we've got plenty planned. We're on here daily. I hope your cardio session has absolutely flown by watching this video, or whatever you're getting up to, whether you're on a long journey, you're just trying to get through the day. I hope you're having a great day. If you're not, tomorrow will be a better day. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one of you, and we'll see you tomorrow.